Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And I truly believe in this. So this video is all about you, your choices, your competence, and your awareness. It applies to me also. So why are we waiting? Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to my channel Gold Mage. I'm Priya and I'm really excited to see you here one more time. If you're visiting my channel for the first time and you're wondering what this channel is all about, if you are interested in hearing inspiring ideas, groundbreaking perspectives, some home and travel vlogs and about entrepreneurship, then this video is meant for you. It's a masala channel because I express myself completely here. I do post videos every single week, so do subscribe to my channel. So that being said, let's get inside in today's video. See, last week, I got a comment from one of our subscribers, Mr. Raghu, saying that why can't you speak about self-awareness? It would be useful to everybody. I don't know about others, Raghu, but it made sense. And yes, this video is going to be a candid expression of what I feel about this word self-awareness, because somehow the spiritual leaders or this world as such or our epics, our this guiding books somehow has given us this feeling that self-awareness is something very intense, very deep, not meant for anybody. It's only for those who meditate or who pay attention to their spiritual growth and stuff like that. But I'm going to share my candid experience in my life about how self-aware I am, what's my understanding about this word called self-awareness, and how is it really useful in my life. And based on my experiences, I'm 100% sure you can draw some value out of this. So let's get started. So the first lesson I've got from this word self-awareness in examining my life is, it is simple, but it's not easy. Yes, you heard me right. See, imagine if self-awareness is watching my breath. I move my hands like this right now. If I have to become aware of my body or the thoughts that's running in my mind or flowing in my mind right now, or about my senses, my experiences, or how I perceive the world, if I have to just pay a little attention to all of these factors, if I become self-aware, then as a concept, yes, it is simple. But it's not easy, at least for me. I'll tell you why. And I think I can generalize this for all of us. See, we have our autopilot mind always functioning. See, right now, I move my hand like this. Now, because I'm talking about awareness and I want to be, literally notice what I'm doing, I'm aware of these actions. Otherwise, this is how I express myself. It happens autopilot. Our facial expressions, your smile, the way you will treat people, like I did this right now, or your eating habits, your thought patterns, so many of this, like 98% of what we are is basically autopilot. It, of course, we have drawn or we have got this personality from our past experiences, but this is how we are, and most of the times we are autopilot. So to break this autopilot chain and start observing something about yourself, I don't think it's quite easy. So I feel self-awareness is simple, but it's not easy. Number two, this is my opinion. I don't know, all the listeners will support this, but I strongly feel you can never learn self-awareness from others. So I'm not teaching you self-awareness even in this video. I'm just discussing it as a concept because I'm sure, look at the word, it's self-awareness. It's all about you. It's so personal. If somebody tells you, come, I'll teach you how to become self-aware, I don't know, maybe I can listen to that person, get inspired, but the work only I have to do. And my life is completely unique. The speaker or the person who's guiding me could be someone so phenomenal in understanding that as a concept. But when it comes to my life, I strongly believe I have to become aware of my deeds, myself, and it's nobody's business. So I strongly believe you can never learn self-awareness from another person. And number three, this is my personal understanding. When I speak or think about self-awareness, the idea that comes to my mind is it's quite easy for us to deceive one person in this world. Let me repeat it. It is quite easy for us to deceive one person in this world, and that person is ourself. Have you observed this, my friends? There is a constant chatter that happens in the mind. Sometimes there are moments it can misguide us easily. So self-awareness can actually stop that misguidance if you pay a little attention. Let me explain this to you. So recently I had a misunderstanding, and I still have a misunderstanding with one of my friends. See, I am a personality where I don't care what the world says, but the people who matter to me, if they don't perceive me the way I want them to perceive me, or if they fail to understand me, I get upset. Okay? So this friend of mine actually misunderstood me, and I didn't go and clarify that with that friend. I haven't done anything for reconciliation, but the mere fact that I know this person misunderstood me created some kind of repulsion in me, and I am staying away. Now let's take this as a scenario. So I am aware that I am upset. I am aware that I am hurt. I am also aware that it's too much to ask another person in this world to understand you when it is too difficult for you to understand yourself. Like, look at this irony. It's so difficult for us to become aware about our actions, our thoughts, and work and explore ourselves. How on earth can you expect another human being to actually understand you? So I know it's too much to ask for. So I am aware of the fact that there's nothing wrong in this other person, this friend of mine. It's just my unnatural expectations which is causing this trouble in my mind. And number 4, I know that I'm keeping distance, or I'm like, not trying to reconcile. So I am aware of my actions. I am aware of my expression. I am aware of the words that I'm using. I'm aware about this entire situation. Now let's come to the difficult part. Because I'm aware of all this, did I do something different? Did I actually change the outcome of the situation? No. And I personally feel the more self-aware we become, the less we want to perform and act on. This is my understanding, because imagine Buddha for an example, because everyone knows he is like enlightened being, so I'm taking him as an example. Imagine Buddha is there in front of you, and then you go and say harsh words to him. Maybe he will just smile. Maybe you get upset with Buddha. I don't think he will come and console you, or he will not come and, I'm assuming, an enlightened person or a self-aware person will not try to come and explain, will not try to reconcile, will not try to fight, because they know that this is the situation. They are not attached to it. They just look at it and just move on. It's just another passing moment. So my third understanding is, the more self-aware we become, the more we notice our actions. I don't know whether we will change the outcomes, but we understand ourselves as a human being and we start acknowledging ourselves. That has happened a million times with me. So when a fight happens, when I feel sorry, I of course say sorry. But imagine, I am not in touch with a lot of my school friends now. Those people were like really besties at that moment. But today, looking back, am I regretting not keeping touch with them? Actually, no, I'm okay. And you know why I'm okay? Because I think I've moved past that company. There are a lot of relationships that I have moved past on. There are so many relationships I'm stuck on to. Years together, I'm still, very attached to this person. So this attachment or non-attachment with a person or with a situation or with your life, the moment we become aware, I think we just observe it, we don't act much on it. So in my opinion or in my experience, self-awareness doesn't drive you to results. I don't know whether you guys will agree to it, but this is my experience. And number 4, the most important learning I have about this word self-awareness is, it's a choice. It's a competence. Yeah. You can choose to be not aware of yourself, your actions, your deeds. Have you seen that when you are in a very emotional, mood, you know that you are actually overreacting? That person. See, imagine, I think self-awareness as, like right now this Priya is talking to the camera, I'm like acting out, words are flowing, my mind is thinking something, converting into words. But while all this is happening, I have a supreme intelligence. I can give that intelligence a name as awareness. Somewhere inside my soul is watching me. Okay, so you react this way, you talk this way, you're saying these words. Oh, this is you. So this person, though I don't want to give a gender, he or she, whoever it is, residing in me, the supreme intelligence can observe me but cannot let me act or change my decisions. It's just there. It knows that I've been stupid. Yeah, you've been stupid. You've been intelligent. Yes, you've been intelligent. It can acknowledge you, but it cannot change you. So in my experience, I feel self-awareness is a supreme intelligence which makes you more, unattached from the situation. My last learning would be, or observation about self-awareness is, we can call self-awareness, or we can compare self-awareness with God. Because imagine there is a murderer and this fellow goes to a temple and he prays in front of some God. Temple, church, mosque, any place, okay, in front of God, and then prays, please save me from this situation, I made a mistake. Now, I don't know whether this God will speak back, whether the God will give some directions, whether will the God help actually this person. But then the God is there. This person admits whatever, confess whatever he is going through, and then that awareness is there. It's just listening. It's not judging. It's not giving you guidance. I mean, guidance in the sense, it's of course will give you some level of peace because you're opening up and you're confessing. So like how, see, for most of us, what do we do when we go to temples or church? It's basically you whatever is there in your heart which you cannot say to others, you end up saying to God. You feel this way, you want that job, oh God, please give me that job. Now that's your desperation. You're going and showing that desperation. I want 10 lakhs in my bank account, please give me 10 lakhs, whatever is your prayer. Or I want to live in this big mansion or a beautiful house or that nice apartment. I want this in my life. I want that girl, or I want that boy, or I want a baby, whatever it is your need. You just go and then you show up that desperation or your need, your thoughts. You basically present yourself raw in front of God. And you have this confidence that I can be anybody, but God will listen to me. My prayers will get answered. I am being listened to. Now, it could be a statue, it could be a photograph, it could be light, it could be sun, whatever it is. But then you have this faith within that I am listened to. I'm being observed. And I somehow feel awareness is like that. Self-awareness is like that. When you understand yourself, it's like instead of you going and talking to God, it's like you speak to the God within you. See, I saw one of the movies where there is this beautiful some mantra. See, I'm not very much into mantras, but basically Aham Brahmasmi, meaning I am God. Now, why does this word I am God come into existence, or the sentence I am God come into existence? Because there is a supreme intelligence within you, and God never judges. When I was in school, imagine I took my friend's rubber eraser, went back home. I don't think God will poke my eyes for that. I can just go and admit that today I did a wrong thing. I can confess, and there is a guarantee that I'll be accepted. All that we believe or we've been told so far in this life is, you just admit yourself, surrender yourself to God, you will be accepted. So similar way, awareness is somewhere you surrender and then you just observe, and it doesn't judge you. It doesn't, change your actions, change your whatever that is about you, but then it gives you some unexplainable peace. It's a beautiful relationship. So I think all of us are to some extent are self-aware. We do some conscious practices only to connect more within self. But basically, I strongly believe even a child, every single person in this world, even that beggar on the road, every single person who's watching this video, maybe the greatest of the greatest emperors like Alexander, to all those people who have disappeared, everybody is self-aware to some extent. And that godliness, where there comes a moment you don't judge your actions, you don't judge your behavior, but then you accept yourself raw and you're happy. It's not happy. It's like you're still detached. You just observe. If you can reach that state about your own behavior, I think that's like the peak of self-awareness. And maybe when that happens, we don't care actually about our bank balances. We don't care about whether someone will love us back. We don't care about guarantees or warranties in life. We don't care about, accomplishing. Because imagine, Alexander the Great had half of the world, but he also disappeared. How many of us actually remember him day to day? He is also insignificant, end of the day. Similarly, all of us are insignificant. So when this truth hits us, I think we'll become more peaceful with people around and with our life. So I think that's pretty much whatever comes to my mind about self-awareness as of now. But I think if you found this video interesting, you can give a thumbs up to me. If you want me to do a second series on this, I could still think, and whatever I see as an experience I can share with you. If you want me to speak on some other topic as well, please give me in comments, because this interaction with Raghu, I enjoyed it completely, and it was very nice to just do this video for one of my subscribers. So you want me to speak on some topic, please do leave it on the comment. I'll take it up as my next video idea as well. So that's pretty much. We are almost to the end of this video, so take good care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to hit like if you like it. Click that subscribe button. Become my subscriber. I need subscribers, okay? And I'll see you soon in another video. Until then, take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.